Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Si aún no me conocen, soy Kyle y tengo conmigo hoy una amiga mía, se llama Emma. Emma tiene un canal de YouTube, se llama Habla con Emma. Ella habla inglés, español, portugués, ella hace viajes en todo el mundo, ella es una persona chida, amigable y estoy feliz llamarla mi amiga. Emma, ¿cómo estás hoy?
Estoy muy bien, gracias. Me hace sentir muy especial. Muchas gracias, Kyle.
Ok, y hoy, Emma, tú y yo vamos a hablar sobre pasatiempos
Ujú.
y vamos a hablar en inglés intermedio para que los que van a escuchar puedan entender y aprender vocabulario y cómo hablamos con nuestros amigos en los Estados Unidos, ¿vale?
Perfecto, me parece bien.
Ok, empecemos.
Adelante. Okay, so the most basic question to ask when you want to know about someone's hobby is, what are your hobbies? So, Kyle, what are your hobbies?
Okay, I have many hobbies. I've tried to do a lot of different things because you never know what you're going to like until you try it, right? So I like to try a lot of things, but the things that I have tried and really liked that I do almost every day or most days, I really enjoy martial arts. I practice jujitsu one time, two times, three times every week. I really enjoy that a lot. Um, I love to make videos on YouTube. I love to talk with people from all over the world, from different cultures in their languages. And my next hobby, language learning. I love to learn new languages. I think it's like having a superpower, being able to speak to somebody in their language. So that's those are the things that I do pretty much every day. And then I have some other little things that sprinkle in here and there. How about you, Emma?
Yeah. So talking about sports and exercise, I'm also a very active person. So I love sports. I like yoga a lot. So I do yoga every day pretty much. I try to do maybe 10, 15 minutes of yoga. And also just walking with my dogs. I walk with my dogs every day, twice a day, because I have to, but also because I love them and I like going out and playing and walking with them. So I like to be active and take care of my body and my physical health. And yes, talking about travel as well, I love to travel and I have been to a few different countries. So I feel very fortunate to have traveled. And also, I'm planning on doing a lot more traveling in the future. So I love to meet people from different cultures, like Kyle, and I like to talk to different people in different languages, obviously English, Spanish, or Portuguese, and learn about their cultures. So, one way that I do this is by going to language exchanges. So, I don't know if we have many of these in the US, at least in Seattle. We don't, that I know of. But here in Sevilla, in Spain, we have many different language exchange groups where we can go to like a local bar and just chat with people from all over the world, like French people, Brazilian people, people from Portugal, people from Morocco, people from all over. And we just chat 10 minutes English, 10 minutes in Spanish, 10 minutes in Portuguese for me or French. So that's really cool, a cool way to meet people and to practice languages.
Okay, I'm super jealous of that because I haven't seen anything like that in my city or maybe in Chicago, which is kind of close to my city, but I would have to drive for like an hour. But I would absolutely love to have a place where I could go and speak my Spanish or French, but sadly, we don't have that. So I know that at least you used to really enjoy dancing. Are you still dancing
Yeah.
regularly?
Yeah, so I dance every week. I tried hip hop dance for the past few weeks, and I like it. But bachata will always have my heart, and salsa. So I'm starting this week with bachata. So I love to dance, and yes, I dance once or twice a week. And of course, in my room, I put on my music and just dance around the house, that too. So yes, I still dance often, and that's probably my top hobby.
Okay, super cool. I would love to get into that. Right now, I wouldn't say I know how to dance. I've been known to dance on occasion, but maybe not very well.
How's your rhythm? Do you have rhythm?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You commented on my video where I talked about being a rapper, so I've got a little bit of rhythm.
Right. So I'm still waiting to hear that song. Is it out on the internet?
I'll send you a link, but you can't share it.
Okay, I'll be looking forward to that. All
Okay.
right, so let's talk about a few more hobbies. I know that you're a person that has so many hobbies and you're just a person that's curious and you love to explore and try new things. Are there any other hobbies that you have tried or that you do regularly?
So my girlfriend and I have been playing tennis in the last few months. We both find that really enjoyable. We make stupid bets like if I win, you have to give me a massage, or if I win, you have to buy sushi afterwards. And it makes it so fun. You get out in the sun, breathing fresh air, running around. And one other thing that I've been doing lately that I feel has been so useful and helpful for me personally is meditating. And I've never been able to do it. Like, you know, you kind of need to have a plan. You can't just sit down and say, I'm going to meditate. So I've been completely relaxing my body, thinking, okay, my legs are relaxed, my back, my arms, and then I start thinking about the positive things, my goals, what I'm trying to achieve, and I find that to be just a wonderful way to spend an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes if you've only got 20 minutes. And I come out of it just smiling and so happy. And I wish I would have started doing this a lot earlier, but it's something I've been doing in the last few weeks.
Yeah. Speaking about meditating, I have also started at the beginning of summer, so maybe 3 months ago, for those of you who aren't watching in summer. About 3 months ago, I started meditating, and I wouldn't say it's a hobby of mine, but it's a habit that I'm trying to put into my life because, of course, I want to be mentally, what could you say, healthy. So, yeah, same thing, just trying to do 10, 15 minutes a day for me in the morning and just relax my body and be aware and present in the moment. So, again, a habit, not a hobby for me, but still very beneficial. And speaking about fresh air, one of my biggest hobbies is definitely hiking. For sure. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, Washington and Oregon. That zone has tons of forest and mountains. So we just love it. We love going to the mountains and hiking, being in nature. That is so important to me. So, unfortunately, here in Sevilla, for anyone who's aware, of this zone. It's very dry, so we don't have many forests, we don't have many mountains. So that's what I'm missing about home. But yes, one of my biggest hobbies is getting out in nature and hiking.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I think being in nature kind of goes along with the meditating, and it's almost a meditation in itself just to walk outside, see nature's beauty, and I like to add nature to another hobby that I enjoy, which is running.
Mhm.
I would rather run on a nice trail in a forest with beautiful trees, flowers, the air smells good. That's so much more satisfying to me than running on a treadmill inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking about being in nature and doing sports, one thing I love is kayaking. Have you ever tried kayaking?
I bought a kayak 2 years ago and I've used it probably 3 or 4 times. So I do find it super satisfying, but it's kind of a pain for me to carry this big kayak around.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
Right. Yeah, back in Seattle, I had a kayak, this big blue kayak, and I would with me and my brother, I couldn't even carry it alone. I'd have to have help to put it on my car, tie it on my car, and then drive out to the lake or to the river. But that is just an amazing thing that I started. I actually started kayaking when I was in Ecuador. So I started doing kayaking and rafting. And Ecuador is like almost half of the countries in the Amazon rainforest,
Mm.
or secondary rainforest. So you're like in the jungle just with these amazing surroundings in the river kayaking, and it was just one of those moments that makes you feel alive, just makes you feel like life is amazing. There's so much adventure out there. So definitely, yeah, kayaking is awesome. And in the Pacific Northwest, we have so many rivers, so much water. We have ocean, right? We have the beach there. So you can see all kinds of landscapes there. And on the kayak, just being out in the middle of the lake, like surrounded by Mother Nature.
Sounds
I love
beautiful.
it.
Sounds so
Yeah,
peaceful. Yeah,
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
Another hobby that I've started recently that I find so satisfying is I've been raising baby chickens, right? So
What? Really?
no,
Wow,
no, that's a
okay.
joke.
Oh
But
my God.
but listen, I
Like,
really do want to raise chickens and like take good care of them, and then I have eggs and stuff. I
sure.
because I do have a garden, so gardening is sort of something I've gotten into a little bit, and I do find that super peaceful. And I really want some chickens, but for right now, I haven't bought any chickens yet.
Yeah, no, I think that would be super good to have your fresh batch of eggs. I don't know how often they lay eggs, but have your fresh batch of eggs every morning, super healthy. And yeah, it's always nice taking care of another being. I actually started getting plants, so I have plants. And it's not easy for me, at least, because I never really grew up with plants in my home that I was constantly taking care of. So you have to learn how much water they need, how much sunlight they need. And then, of course, people say you have to like talk to them and sing to them and stuff. I don't know if it's true, but I'm trying to take good care of my plants. So planting is another thing that I kind of got into.
For sure. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and they're still alive, right? So you're doing well?
Most of them are still alive. I will say that there have been some fallen soldiers. What I mean is that some of them have died, but most of them are still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, you mentioned that you should sing to your plants. That is something that I have always kind of wanted to try. I would love to take singing lessons because I can't sing very well. I would love to be able to sing. My sister sings beautifully. She has the voice of an angel. I am tone deaf. I cannot sing. So maybe one day I'll take singing lessons as a hobby.
Right. I think we can all sing. We can't all sing well, right? I can
Yeah.
sing. I sing to music all the time, but I don't know if it sounds any good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right about that. Everybody can sing. That's the positivity.
Right? Yeah, definitely. Speaking about music, I love listening to music. So another hobby is to be in the kitchen cooking and just listening to my music. Or, but what I would love to do really is to learn to play the piano or the guitar. So I
Okay.
know it's never too late, but with all these responsibilities, it seems like there's so much stuff that I'll never have time for. So that's there. Maybe one day I'll get into that.
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to do something, you could definitely do it. Um, a hobby that I had in the past, but I really don't do anymore. I know how to play the guitar, but I really don't do it anymore just because I have so many other things that I'm kind of juggling.
Right.
Um, and it doesn't make me as happy as it used to. I would rather spend my time learning a language. I feel like that's a better investment of my time right now.
Yeah, definitely. But I know that you're somehow involved in music because of all these rap tracks that you have. So are you still rapping?
No, 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 no. I don't still rap. But you know what? I recently I have been playing around with the idea of trying to write a song in Spanish, like a rap song in Spanish, like a
Oh,
yeah, almost reggaeton or Spanish hip hop, just to
right.
kind of test my vocabulary and mastery of Spanish. But it's been several years since I've rapped or recorded a song, but that was something that was super enjoyable to me. I met so many new people, and it's something satisfying about writing about your problems, getting it off of your chest, we say, which getting something off your chest means to talk about it and feel that relief from the stress. So if I had problems, I would write a song about it and I would feel so much better. So I think that music is a worthwhile hobby and it's a beautiful way that humans can express themselves.
Right. It's very creative. I think anything related to art and creativity is very necessary for humans, whether or not we think that we're good at it, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I can't paint, I can't draw, I can't sing, but it's just a matter of trying, right?
Mhm.
Just trying. You don't have to do it any good, just see it as therapy.
Yeah, for sure. So, are there any hobbies that you have never tried but would like to try other than piano or guitar?
Yeah. One thing that I tried once, but I would love to have it as a hobby and do it continuously is rock climbing. Rock climbing is super cool. It's a little bit scary, to be honest, because I actually did it out in nature. So I was like climbing a little short mountain, and that was a little bit scary. But I would love to try rock climbing again. Maybe join a rock climbing club or something. And another one related to that is, oh no, I totally se me fue. We'll cut that out. Se me
I'm putting
fue.
it in mine. You can cut it out of yours. Yep.
No. Yeah, I totally what the hell? It's just gone. Okay. What about you? Is there any hobby that you would like to try?
Okay. So, you know that I'm a father. I have a 7-year-old son. He wants to do something, and I think it might be kind of cool. My son, right now, he loves insects like ants, bees, butterflies. He's
Yeah.
crazy about insects right now. And he wants to raise some bees and we could make our own honey.
Whoa, yeah, that's cool.
I don't think he realizes that bees can sting you because he thinks they're so cute and stuff. And he's always like, "Oh, don't hurt the bees. They just want to make honey and collect pollen and stuff." He's so peaceful. But I think it would be interesting and nice to have our own fresh honey to go with our fresh eggs from our chickens.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and also, to get him into this habit of respecting his hobbies and trying new things and tune into his creativity, right?
oh yeah, he's actually a really awesome artist. He's so good at drawing. He draws trains and vehicles and things that I could never draw. So he's got his own things going on, and yeah, I spend a lot of my time just trying to keep up with him as well.
Yeah, so his hobbies are insects, learning about insects and drawing.
Drawing,
Cool.
and he's got his own YouTube channel as well. So,
I'm gonna have to go follow him. Everyone, we're gonna go follow Connor.
well, I'll put a link to that as well. He does little experiments, and we go try and find trains and stuff. He's his own little star. So yeah, he's got
Mhm.
his own things going on too.
He's a funny kid. He's a cool kid for sure, and a smarty. Very
He
smart.
is. He is.
Yeah, yeah. I remembered that hobby that I forgot out of nowhere. It's also
Um,
related to sports. So I would love to try surfing. Have you ever tried surfing?
I have not. I have not because I fear sharks.
Come on. Come on now. That's not a good excuse.
Terrified that a shark will get me. If I go surfing, a shark is going to get me. It's in my mind. I know it will happen. Just my foot. If I go surfing, a shark will get my foot when I'm dipping my little toes in the water. So,
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But I saw some really cool scenes like down in San Diego in California, tons of people surf there. California's like surf land. Everyone surfs there. And I'm pretty sure there are sharks in the Pacific Ocean, but there are also a lot of dolphins. So I remember one day I was walking on the beach and I see this group of surfers just chilling. They're just chilling on their surfboard. They were just seated watching the sunset. And this group of like 5 dolphins just started circling around them. And I just saw that and I was like, wow, that is amazing. I would love to try that.
Well, maybe one day you'll be able to.
Yeah.
So where you're at right now is far away from anywhere you could surf?
Maybe about an hour and a half. But I tried surfing once, right? And I actually had an instructor that day, and it was like an hour and a half lesson. And it is hard, really. So it's not like something that you learn in a weekend. It's not like something you can do in a week. Like, you really need a long time. So I think surfing is for people who live near the beach and who have access to the beach. Otherwise, it's not worth it for you to buy all the gear and to buy the time of an instructor if you can only go, once every 2 months or something, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of a lifestyle, it seems, as well.
Right. But I'd love to live near the beach one day, so maybe I'll do it later on.
For sure. If you want to, yeah. I think everybody should have things that they would like to try in the future, and then if you ever end up in a situation where you can, it's like, oh, perfect.
Right. Yeah, or if you ever kind of hit rock bottom, what I mean is have like a really rough moment in life. Hey, this hobby can really bring up my spirits. Let me try something new and find inspiration in life again.
Maybe one day I'll face my fear of sharks and go try surfing when I hit rock bottom.
Yeah, you need to. But obviously I don't want you to hit rock bottom, but you should try surfing.
For sure.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you have any other hobbies that you'd like to try?
Let's see.
Come on, one of the most basic hobbies is reading. Do you like reading?
Yeah, I say I read every day. A lot of times I read in French, because I like to kind of split up what I do with my languages. So, for example, like for a month, I'll be reading a lot in French, and I'll be watching my shows in Spanish, so that I'm just able to get like both languages in on a regular basis. So I read a lot in French with the app Link, which I love. Super good app. And that's definitely an enjoyable hobby. Like when I go to pick up my son from school, you have to wait in line for like 30 minutes. So I'm reading. Right now, I'm reading one of my favorite books ever, The Count of Monte Cristo, which was originally written in French. Now I'm reading it in French, so that's super satisfying to me. What about you? Do you like to read?
Yeah, no, I love reading and I read every night as well. Right now I'm reading in English, so I need to get back into reading in Portuguese. But yeah, right now I'm reading The Power of Now, which is kind of like if anyone knows, it's like a self-help type of book where you kind of just supposedly learn how to live the present moment and enjoy life. So that's kind of what I'm reading now. We'll see how it goes. I'm on page 10, so. But
Okay.
yes, I do love to read. It's very satisfying. Recently, I read a Spanish book, La Casa de los Espíritus, for all of you who know, The House of Spirits by Isabel Allende, who's like a very, we can say she's a revolutionary in Latin American literature from the 20th century, and she's Chilean. So she wrote about the revolution in Chile and the dictatorship. So that's a really good book if you like history. I personally love history and I love learning about history. I love watching documentaries about history. So that's a really good one for any of you who want to learn more about history, dictatorships.
Yeah, definitely a lot to be learned from the past, I think.
Yeah, for sure. For
And
sure.
reading is an excellent hobby, excellent pastime because you're investing in your own mind. I actually love self-help stuff as well.
Yeah.
I just finished a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So
Wow, that's
that one
deep.
is super cool, and it was super eye-opening about a lot of things. Kind of like the way you talk to yourself inside your mind is kind of what dictates everything else that goes on around you. And
Yeah,
if you're always thinking about bad things, you're only going to see the bad on the outside. So,
yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
yeah, speak positively to yourself. And another important thing is speak positively about others, because if you criticize someone else, you're bringing that negativity onto you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I actually love learning about psychology too,
Hmm.
kind of learning about how the human mind works and human behavior. So I listen to tons of podcasts. So that's another thing. I listen to a podcast episode every day, maybe
Nice.
two, while I'm like eating or something, eating lunch, eating breakfast, and cooking, because I just love to listen to other people's voices and their opinions about the world. And usually they're about psychology or about business. So yeah, I just want to educate myself, as you said, kind of feed the mind, nourish the mind.
For sure. What podcasts have you been into lately, or one that you just really love?
One that I really love, this is a classic and you might like it actually. So, two, one in English, one in Spanish. There's one called This is How I Made This by Guy Raz. How I
Mhm.
Made This. It's about this guy who's basically interviewing successful business owners of many different businesses and asking them their story about how they made their business. So, I'm in the process of opening a business now, so I'm trying to educate myself and learn mistakes and learn from others' mistakes, I should say. So, yes, I'm consuming a lot of content about business strategies and that kind of thing. So, how I made this, and also there's one that's called in Spanish Psicología al Desnudo. So
Mhm.
this is by an Argentinian psychologist, counselor. I love that accent. It's beautiful, and she's just very well spoken. And it's nice to listen to these concepts of psychology in Spanish, because I just learned a ton of vocabulary and a ton of ways to talk about people in Spanish. So that's a good one too.
What is the title?
Psicología
Mhm.
al desnudo. I'll send it to you after. I'll send you a
Okay.
link.
Okay.
But I definitely recommend it to anyone out there that wants to learn Spanish, or if you speak Spanish, really good podcast.
Okay. Super
Yeah,
cool. I'll
for
check that
sure.
out. Also,
And one hobby. Go ahead.
just want to say that you said you're starting your business. Your site is awesome. I looked at it so professional. I was so proud and happy for you. I was like, oh wow, that's my homie. All right.
Thank
Like, way to
you.
go, Emma. So I'll put a link in the description, but that was so professional, super well done. Awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's been a month in the works. I've been working on it for a month every day, just, even on weekends, because I'm new at this. So
Mm.
it's going to take a lot more work here. So, yeah. But thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. If anyone wants to take a look, I have free resources. I have free resources on there for language learners. So I have some study guides, I have videos, I have lessons, and you can actually book an English lesson or a Spanish lesson with me if you're interested. So that's there.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say? You have another hobby?
I have a hobby that both of us like, I'm pretty sure, because I've seen you post about it on your Facebook.
Ah,
Cooking.
yeah.
You like cooking, right? Me
Love
too.
cooking. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of cooking. I also think that this is an art form, honestly. You have to be super creative with the ingredients. So I do love cooking and I love to eat healthy. So I try to do healthy versions of like junk food, so I can eat delicious but healthy.
Okay. Super cool. So what's something that is terrible junk food that you have made healthy?
Okay, come on. Terrible, not terrible, but I try to make it, for example, with whole wheat. So I might do like lasagna with some sauce that doesn't have like a lot of sugar, because tomato sauce has a lot of added sugar, a lot of additives. So I'll look for some options and have some vegetables, so maybe with some green pepper and some chicken or tofu. I might even use tofu, and then I'll try to use the pasta, the lasagna, whole wheat, and then
Mhm.
maybe like some cheese without lactose, for those who have lactose intolerance. Yeah.
Oh,
So I
pobrecita.
try to, I mean, lasagna is not necessarily unhealthy if you make it that way. So that's one thing that I love to make. What about you? What's your favorite plate?
Okay, so many things. So many things. Steak. I eat
Yeah.
steak like twice a week. You've seen my Facebook. Steak, 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 steak. All the time. I
Mhm.
never get tired of it. But something that I've tried making healthy, a healthy version. My son and I bought an ice cream making machine, and
Cool.
yeah, we made it. We bought milk from a local farm, cream and eggs from the local farm, with honey from the farm. So everything we used was local, like real high quality ingredients, uh, raw honey instead of sugar, and it came out so good. A little bit of vanilla extract, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I love that. All the local ingredients. I
Hmm.
might also do something like that with like brownies, for example. Use some local ingredients to make brownies, not use as much sugar, or instead of a lot of sugar, use honey or coconut sugar. Just little tricks to make it a little bit healthier, even though it is a dessert.
But a little bit here and a little bit there adds up, and you're really doing something good for yourself, I think.
Definitely. Absolutely. So what do you think? Are we good on hobbies?
I think we both have a lot of hobbies. Yeah, I think we could talk about this all day.
Yeah.
I enjoyed talking about my hobbies, and it was interesting to hear what you enjoy to do with your free time as well.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like we have a lot of hobbies in common.
Hmm.
And to all of you, all the viewers out there, tell us your hobbies down below. Comment down below what your hobbies are. We want to hear from you as well.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was a nice conversation.
I enjoyed speaking with you about our hobbies, collaborating on a video, and let's do it again real soon.
Yeah, we definitely will. So everyone, you know what to do. If you like this video, please leave a like below, comment to our channel and also to Kyle's channel, Pensando Inglés. And yeah, let's keep improving our language skills here and our conversation skills. So this was a good example of an English conversation. Thank
Perfecto.
you, Kyle.
Adiós a todos.
Adios.